Hey guys, iKailaKai here, and welcome back to Kai's Architectural Analysis. Now today we have a very special building with us. Built in 1964 by Tange Kinzel, this is one of the most important buildings to Japanese contemporary architecture. Not only was it the catalyst for Japanese modernist architect... Sorry, one sec, hold on. Yeah, what's up? Doflamingo video? But I've put out like 4 of those in a row. No, okay, I know they're always showing the side that can maybe beat Doflamingo, but isn't that what people want? Oh. People want to know how to play Doflamingo. Okay, sure, I'll do this next time then. Yep, no problem. Hey guys, iKailaKai here, and welcome finally to a video actually focusing on Doflamingo. Now, on my channel I show Doflamingo a lot, but generally it's trying to showcase the other side of the matchup, trying to show how you might be able to beat Doflamingo in other ways. As such, I don't always get to show the true strength of Doflamingo, so I want to take this opportunity to talk about a very popular matchup, not only in OP08 or OP08.5, but also in OP09. Now, you might notice that I actually haven't used Lucci in very many of my videos, and the reason for that's just because I've been too lazy to make it. Not only this, but also I'm not great at Lucci, so I am sorry if I make a couple of mistakes, but I will try my best for both sides. With this deck, it's tricky to say if you should go first or second in many matchups, but I believe that you should be going first in this matchup, and as such I'll just be taking first as Doflamingo. So for Doflamingo's side, we have Perona, which is really good when we're going first, but the issue is that we have 2 Jozu. Now, Jozu's a really good card in a lot of matchups, but in this matchup where we want to just keep continuously spreading our board, just playing a 6 cost is kind of slow, and as such these might end up just becoming dead cards. The other 2 are 2Ks, so I think I will just mulligan this and hope that we get a Perona again or something. I play the Doflamingo side a lot more than I play the Lucci side, so I don't know exactly what Lucci might be looking for exactly in this matchup. However, I think this is a pretty well-rounded hand, so I think I'll go with this. Just to let you know before we get into the video, I actually put out a full guide that's over 11,000 words long on Doflamingo that you can check out now on the Patreon if you are subscribed. I will be making a much shorter version of this for YouTube in the next week or so, but if you want the full in-depth guide on Doflamingo, definitely check that out. The link is in the description. Also, as I'm sure some of you know, I am doing a giveaway right now for these sleeves. If you subscribe and comment on any video that was posted from the 14th to the 21st, which is a couple of days ago to a couple of days from now. The specific details are going to be on the screen, so pause to check that out if you haven't already, and good luck, and I hope you win. Also, some people are a bit curious about exactly what kind of sleeves these are, so let me show you a little bit closer. They are matte sleeves. They don't reflect too much in the light, they look very nice, and I am tempted to steal them, but I've already committed to this giveaway. Onegaishimasu. Wondon, Perona, and then check 5. Unfortunately, this means we don't have Jinbe, which is a card we definitely want, but also we really want to have Weevil for an alternative plan. I think we want to draw the Teach, this, draw next turn, Weevil draw, and then perhaps set up to play Crocodile off of leader effect the next turn. So I'll put it in this order. Enter. Draw. And enter. Okay, let's go 7,000 leader effect, and play Weevil. Weevil, draw 1 card. 7,000 leader, we can take. Okay. And then enter. We don't have a means to kill it on this exact turn unless we go 9,000, which might actually end up being correct. But I think because I don't really want to play Who's Who next turn to KO the characters, I would rather play something like Kaku. I think I should probably play Karifa to just search through my deck for these sorts of cards and get closer to my Tempest Kick. Let's go 5,000 leader, and then effect. Drop 2 cards. 5,000 we will gladly take. Okay. Then 4 don Karifa. Draw 2. It's too bad. Let's just cut these 2 just to get Suda and trash later for potential Gekko Moriya. Entered. So a lot of the time people use this turn to just develop their board a bit harder. But because I don't have Weevil, that's kind of weak this turn. So I think it's better for me to just try to pressure him through his life, because this ends up making it much more difficult for him to play later on in the game. 7,000 leader. 7,000, let's take. Okay, 8,000 leader. Leader effect to play Crocodile. 2k. Enter. It's really dangerous to go down to 2 this early, just because Doflamingo has cards. Oh hey, Kaku. Because Doflamingo has cards like Perfume Ephemeru that can just kill you when you're at 0 life. So by hitting high at like 7 or 8 on these sorts of turns, right after you hit 7 on the first turn, it effectively forces the opponent to cut counter. Let's go 5,000 into Crocodile, and then effect. I will drop 2. and then -1 cost Weevil. I don't want my entire board to die here, so I will cut 1k. Attach 1 dong to Karifa, and then 5,000 Crocodile. 1k. Then 5 dong, Kaku, 2 CP cards, and KO the 3 cost Weevil. Okay, and then entered. I really want to find Weevil soon, which makes me think that maybe going for a combination of this and this, because Hancock basically gives me a free dong, might be good to just make sure that I can get Weevil the next turn. I think that I don't mind cutting the 1 extra counter more than he minds cutting the extra counter if I go to life, so I think I just go 5 to leader here. We definitely cut for 4 dong Hancock to reorder 3. Okay, we have Jinbei. And then the effect, I'll put 1 dong to my leader, attach 1 more dong, and then 7,000 leader. Effect, play Jinbei, and then Jinbei, play Moria, and then we don't have great targets unfortunately, but Moria, pick up Weevil. 7k will go through. Right. Sengoku, search 5. And it would have been nice if we had another Jinbei here, but of these, probably Law is the most high value because of things like Rebecca. Or G. Entered. So we can, if we use our leader effect, actually get to 10 cards in trash, because we'll have 9, and then we play Tempest Kick and it'll become 10. So I just need to think if that's better than playing Moria. Because maybe if I hold on to Moria for next turn, because we don't have Rebecca in our trash, so effectively what we would need to play is Sida and Brook to just KO one thing, and that's exceptionally weak right now. So it might just be better, though I might be wrong, to just play out my board and then use a G and 2 Tempest Kicks to take out 2 things. I think for now we just have to hit 5,000 into Jinbei, just because if we do end up dropping Rebecca, that might actually be stronger. So 5,000 Jinbei, and then effect, trash 2 cards. Okay, no Rebecca. Let's minus Jinbei, just to incentivize them to take it with an attack, so we can take the rest with actual removal. Regardless, if he can't take it out, he definitely will, so I think taking a free block here is valuable. Now I have 9 cards in trash, so I'll use Tempest Kick to make it 10, draw 1, and then I will -3 cost the Hancock. The one card that might change how we actually put our dome on our characters is if we pick up Spend them here, so I'm going to be using these first. Rankyaku. And then... oh! Okay, and then -3 cost the Moya. Let's go 5k into Jinbei. Given that he's going to most likely play Duchi, because obviously these are both at 1 cost, it means that if I defend these 2 very hard, I have 3 attacks compared to his 2 life, which means that I can really pressure resources out of him and then set up to be able to pick up, at some point, Perfume. In which case, I definitely want to defend this even if I burn my hand pretty hard, so 2k. 6k Jinbei, 2k. Spanda. To check 3. And pick up Karifa, the rest go to trash. Then 4 dong. Duchi. And then Duchi effect, put back 3 cards, and then KO these 2. Okay, and then end turn. The question here is, do I want to play Sengoku and try to find more Jinbei to help spread out my board harder so that I can push strong next turn? Or do I want to just try to push him down to 1 or 0 here? I think here, let's start with Sengoku, just because if we do find Jinbei, it might change our plans. We didn't, but actually having an extra law might change our plans. The one nice thing that you can do as Doflamingo in this matchup is if you can make sure that they never have a Lucci in their trash, even if it's on the board, you can just keep bouncing it back to their hand, and it's quite difficult for Lucci to get it into their trash from their hand. 2 dong, teach. Then teach effect, put law to the top of our deck to put 2 dong to our leader. Then I'll go 7,000 leader effect to play law, and then law effect I'll bounce back Sengoku to bounce back Lucci. I'll cut these 2. 7,000 leader. Okay, well, if I let through this 7,000, I am in a very bad spot for the 8,000, so I have to defend this. Now the question is, do I want to play the Sengoku again? And I think that that's fine, just because if I can actually put him down to 1 card in this on this turn, then there's actually a different game plan that I can take to win this game. Yeah, regardless, I can't defend that, so I'll take it. Sengoku. And then search 5. I want the Jinbei, but I need to take the Perfume. Hi. Entered. Oh, that's really not good. Let's go 5,000 into Crocodile, and then drop 2 cards. And then -1 cost Jinbei. So I would want to defend these if possible, but I can tell it's just not possible. I might just need to recreate my board, which is a bit scary considering we're against Lucci, but there's no way that I can keep my board anyways, and I'd rather keep some of my hand, maybe. I'll take the attack. If that went through, maybe we go 6k next. At law, I'll take that too. In which case, I'll go 6 at leader. Take. Okay. 8 don. Moria. Unfortunately, we don't have Lucci in our trash still, so we have to do this. Rebecca and Tsurit. Tsurit -2 to Jinbe so that it's 1 cost. Rebecca effect, play Brook, and then KO a 1 cost or less. Okay, and then end turn. I think this is too little too late right now. I think that we just hit really hard with what we have, try to survive the next turn if we need to, and then finish the game with this. The issue here is that we can't just start with Teach Effect because we don't have Rested Dome. So it means that we'd have to play something anyways, and if we're going to play something, then Law is the best thing to play. So I'll play Law, bounce back Sengoku to bounce back Rebecca, and then I'll use Teach Effect to put a character to the top of my deck and put 2 Rested Dome to my leader, where I will go 7,000 leader effect, play Weevil, draw 1 card. 7,000, unfortunately, I can't defend. But this happens sometimes with Lucci. Oh, there's the other Lucci we couldn't find this game. 5 dong to Teach, and then 8,000 leader. Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, that goes through. Well, that was a weird game. I didn't actually get to spam Jinbe that much, but I did get to do a lot of other things with this deck to sell that. So that's good. I think that, though, I was setting it up in a way that I could probably survive the next turn. He has 5 attacks, I have 3 life, so I need to defend 2 of them. And splitting his dome up among all of them, I should be able to defend 2 of them. So the expectation was that he could defend that. The next turn he has to try to go for lethal. And then next turn I can finish the game with Perfume. It just happened to be that this game he didn't really have the counter, but I think that regardless, this game would have been in the bag next turn. Well, nonetheless, I hope that I didn't absolutely suck at playing Lucci. And let's get into the analysis.
Okay, so it's quite clear that we didn't get really the optimal moves that we wanted to as Lucci, but did you notice that we didn't get the optimal moves that we wanted as Doflamingo either? Both of these were actually a bit of a low roll, but I think that Lucci's low rolls are much more noticeable because Doflamingo has the power to be able to fight in many different situations. Doflamingo's side actually wants to be playing Jinbe over and over again and using Law to bounce back Jinbe to then therefore play Jinbe over and over, cheat out bodies multiple turns in a row. In this way, Doflamingo doesn't have to rush Lucci down and can just make a board that Lucci struggles to deal with, overwhelming them with smaller attacks over the course of the game. However, because I didn't draw Jinbe for a very long time as Doflamingo, I was forced to go for a more aggro-focused plan. However, as you saw, this is totally fine for Doflamingo because he is in fact an aggro deck. He can play much more mid-range through cards like Jose, or to stall out the game with cards like the 4-cost Moria and the 4-cost Hancock. However, he's perfectly capable of doing these sorts of aggro plans, and cards like 2-cost Teach can further help push this sort of plan. The Lucci list is actually the first place list from the 3v3 that happened last week, so there isn't too much that I can say commenting on that as I haven't played the lists enough, but I think this is a very solid template, and I do talk about this a little bit more in my last video, so check that out if you haven't. As I mentioned, I put out a Doflamingo guide, and in the guide I actually talk about 4 different lists and every single possible card that could go into the deck. Now for me, I like this version of Doflamingo the most. However, I know for a fact, shout out to my friend Thomas, that there are people who don't prefer this style and instead prefer different styles. The guide goes over every single type of Doflamingo that there is and why you would include certain cards so that you can also build it to your own preference. If you are curious in the written version, check that out. If you don't really want to spend the money, which I perfectly understand, then you can wait for the shortened video guide. And of course, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye bye.